It is more than we imagined. Some alien ships tested their luck. They fired weapons again, trying to provoke a response. Within moments, they were stopped. Drones formed a barrier around them. Energy pulses disabled engines temporarily, and shields held their hulls without damage. The aliens realized quickly that Horizon Dawn was not to be challenged. "They will never understand this power," Ethan said. "It is not just weapons. It is intelligence, control, and history combined. Humans built this to survive everything." Luke nodded, and they did it quietly. For centuries, no one knew. Now the galaxy sees humans are not weak. They never were. In the quiet belt, the Horizon scout crew watched the alien faction retreat further. The supercarrier continued to move slowly, surveying space, activating systems, and patrolling its own perimeter. It did not pursue the aliens. It simply reminded the galaxy of its presence. Maya whispered, "This is a warning, not a war. Horizon Dawn is showing the galaxy what humans are capable of without firing a single destructive shot. It is alive, and it protects its own." Nina looked at the massive ship. "It is perfect. It knows humans, recognizes them, and responds. All others are warned. If they attack, it will defend. If they retreat, it watches. It is a guardian."
Ethan swallowed hard.
"We thought humans were simple. Now we see the truth. This changes everything. The galaxy will never forget humanity again." Far above, Commander Turner's fleet maintained its protective formation. His officers were tense but disciplined. They understood their mission: protect the supercarrier and observe. Do not provoke. Do not fight, unless necessary. Let Horizon Dawn decide who is friend or foe. Back on Earth, Claire, Stone, and Laura watched with pride and fear. Humans had hidden their greatest power for centuries. Now it was awake. The galaxy would soon realize that humans were not weak, and Horizon Dawn was a force beyond imagination. The Horizon Scout drifted silently nearby, Luke and his crew witnessing the living giant in awe. The drones moved, energy fields pulsed, and hangars opened and closed as if breathing. It was alive. It was aware. It remembered. And the alien factions, the coalition fleets, and the rest of the galaxy learned the first lesson. Humans were quiet, but never powerless. In that moment, the quiet belt was no longer quiet. The galaxy had awakened to humanity's ancient might. Horizon Dawn waited. It did not attack. It did not pursue. It only observed, protected, and reminded all who dared to come too close that humans were not weak. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy knew. Humans had returned. The galaxy had never seen anything like Horizon Dawn. The massive supercarrier moved slowly through the quiet belt, lights blazing along its hull, drones patrolling endlessly, energy shields flowing like liquid, and systems humming with power. Captain Luke Carter and his crew on the Horizon Scout watched in awe. "It is alive," Nina Ross whispered. "It is thinking, moving, deciding. It recognizes us. It protects humans and warns everyone else. This is more than I ever imagined." Ethan Cole shook his head. "We always thought humans were weak. We were wrong. This ship, it is impossible." Maya Brooks added, "It is perfect. Weapons, defense, production, life support. Everything is alive, working together. It is a fortress, a city, a guardian, and it will protect humans at any cost." Far below, Commander Jake Turner's fleet maintained formation around the supercarrier. The human ships were small compared to the giant, but their presence was enough to show Horizon Dawn that humans were near. The drones and shields recognized them and moved aside, forming a protective barrier around both the supercarrier and the fleet. Turner spoke calmly to his officers. "Observe and protect. Do not provoke. Let the supercarrier decide. It is not ours to command fully. We only make sure humans are here to be recognized." Lieutenant Sarah Ellis nodded. "The alien factions are retreating, but some remain curious. They do not understand what this ship is. They will test it if we are not careful. Let them test it, Turner said quietly. Horizon Dawn is not reckless. It warns first. It defends if necessary. That is all we need to know. In the quiet belt, the alien ships continued to hover at a safe distance. Some tried to scan the supercarrier. Others tried to communicate. Their sensors were blocked or misread. Horizon Dawn did not attack, but its presence alone disabled any offensive systems near it. Alien leaders whispered nervously among themselves. "Do they control it?" one officer asked. "We cannot tell," another replied. "It responds to humans, yes, but it seems alive. It thinks. It chooses. We cannot touch it without risk of destruction." On the Horizon Scout, Luke Carter looked at the readings. The power levels of the supercarrier were off any charts. Its shields alone could cover a dozen fleets. Weapon systems were precise, automated and controlled by intelligence beyond comprehension. "And it does not attack," Luke said. "It only protects. It knows we are humans, and it knows the aliens are not. It remembers war, but it remembers restraint, too." Nina nodded. "It is teaching the galaxy a lesson. Humans are not weak. They never were. Horizon Dawn proves it." Ethan swallowed. "We thought humans were simple. Now we see we are not. This ship, it is humanity's past, present, and future combined." Maya added quietly, "And it is patient. It will not strike unless forced. That is power. Controlled power." Back on Earth, President Claire Dawson, Admiral Ryan Stone, and historian Laura Bennett watched live feeds from Turner's fleet. Humans awakened their ancient supercarrier, leaving the Galactic Coalition in awe. The Galactic Coalition had mapped most of the known space, and its fleets were strong and powerful. Humans were a small species, peaceful for the past few centuries, and mostly quiet. Most alien worlds did not think humans were dangerous anymore. They remembered that long ago humans fought in wars, but no one in the galaxy believed humans had any strong fleets left. Most people assumed Earth and its small colonies were simple and weak. Captain Luke Carter sat in the bridge of the survey ship Horizon Scout. He looked out at the black of space, where stars shone in distant clusters. Luke had been assigned to chart the edge of the quiet belt. It was a region that coalition ships avoided. Old maps marked it as dangerous, but no one knew exactly why. "It feels wrong to send us here," said Maya Brooks, the engineer, her voice trembling slightly as she looked at the flickering displays. She was young but brilliant, and she was responsible for keeping the ship running in the harsh conditions of deep space. "We were chosen for a reason," Luke said. He kept his voice calm. "The quiet belt has mysteries. Someone has to explore them." Ethan Cole, the pilot, shook his head. "I just don't want to disappear like the last survey team. They never returned." "No one really knows what happened to them," Science Officer Nina Ross said quietly. She studied her instruments, watching for any abnormal readings. "Some think it is space storms. Others say gravitational anomalies. Either way, we need to be careful." The Horizon Scout moved slowly into the belt. The farther they went, the less their sensors worked. Instruments that normally scanned hundreds of thousands of kilometers started failing. The stars themselves seemed to blur. Luke watched carefully as the ship moved deeper. "Wait," Nina said suddenly, pointing at a screen. "It will not fight without reason. It will protect humans and warn everyone else. This is the greatest reminder of human history." Back on Earth, Claire sent a message to the galaxy. It was simple, calm, and firm. Humans have awakened their supercarrier. It is not a weapon of conquest. It is a guardian. It protects humans and warns all others. Respect this power. Fear it if you must, but know it is controlled, restrained, and alive. Humanity is not weak. We never have been. The message echoed across the galaxy. Fleets stopped, alien factions hesitated, and coalition leaders reconsidered. Many realized their assumptions about humans had been wrong for centuries. Humans were not weak, small, or unimportant. They had hidden a giant among the stars, waiting for the right moment to awaken. In the quiet belt, Horizon Dawn paused. Its engines glowed, drones patrolled, and energy shields moved like liquid light. It observed, waited, and protected. No attacks were made. No one was destroyed. The galaxy had learned the power of restraint. Commander Turner spoke to his fleet. We maintain our positions. We observe, we protect. We let Horizon Dawn decide. It is not ours to command fully. It chooses when to act. That is the lesson humans are teaching the galaxy. On the Horizon Scout, Luke Carter and his crew watched silently. The massive ship moved like a living fortress, a city, a guardian. Its power was beyond imagination, yet its actions were controlled, measured, and precise. This is humanity at its finest, Nina said. Power and restraint combined. We are alive, aware, and responsible. Horizon Dawn reminds the galaxy what humans can be. Ethan nodded. And we are lucky to witness it. Not many species get to see their own history walk among the stars. Maya smiled. The galaxy will remember. Humans are not weak. Horizon Dawn proves it. It protects, warns, and survives. That is our message to the stars. As the supercarrier moved toward the outer edge of the belt, alien factions withdrew completely. Coalition fleets took cautious positions, realizing humans were no longer a species to underestimate. The galaxy had learned a lesson in fear, respect, and restraint. Far above, Commander Turner's fleet followed carefully. They did not challenge Horizon Dawn. They did not provoke. They only protected and observed. The supercarrier was alive, powerful, and fully human. On the Horizon Scout, Luke whispered, "This is the end of the first chapter. The galaxy has learned the truth. Humans are strong, powerful, and patient. We are not weak. We never were." Nina nodded. And Horizon Dawn will always remind them, Ethan added quietly. This is just the beginning. The galaxy will never forget humanity again. It is our guardian. It shows the galaxy what humans can do and what they choose not to do. Restraint is as powerful as strength. Commander Turner spoke over the comm one last time. All ships, maintain formation. Horizon Dawn will lead, but we observe and protect. This is our duty. Humanity has awakened, and the galaxy will never be the same. And so, Horizon Dawn moved forward, slowly, carefully, patrolling the edge of known space. Its light shone across the dark void. Drones patrolled, shields flowed like energy rivers, and every system hummed with life. The galaxy had seen humans at their greatest. It had seen restraint and strength combined. Alien factions would think twice before challenging humans. Coalition fleets would respect their power, and humans themselves would remember the giant they had awakened. Captain Luke Carter, Nina Ross, Maya Brooks, and Ethan Cole watched silently. The quiet belt was no longer quiet. The galaxy had awakened to humanity's ancient might, and in that moment, one truth was clear. Humans were never weak. They had been patient, they had been careful, and they had been waiting. Horizon Dawn moved slowly onward, a living fortress, a guardian, a reminder to all who dared to underestimate humanity. The galaxy would never forget. I'm picking up a massive object ahead. It doesn't match any asteroid or debris signatures. Show me, Luke said, leaning forward. The screen displayed a dark shape drifting silently in the black. It was huge, much larger than any coalition ship. Its surface was uneven, covered with strange markings and fading symbols. Some of the symbols seemed familiar to Nina, but she could not place them. It is not natural, Maya said. Her voice was filled with awe. This is a ship, a massive ship. A ship? From humans? Ethan asked. That can't be. Humans haven't built ships this big for centuries. Maybe it is alien, Nina said. But the readings, it looks like old human technology. Maybe it was forgotten, lost long ago. Luke nodded slowly. We approach carefully. Do not make any sudden moves. As the Horizon Scout came closer, A weak signal appeared on their communications array. It was faint and broken, almost impossible to read. Luke listened carefully. It repeated a few simple words in an ancient language humans had not used for centuries. Nina leaned closer to the microphone. "This is human," she whispered. "Some system is calling us. It knows we are here." Back on Earth, alarms began to sound in old military control centers. Deep underground, where humans had stored defense networks for decades, lights flickered on. Ancient satellites turned their sensors toward the quiet belt. Systems that had not been touched for centuries came alive. Admiral Ryan Stone and President Claire Dawson watched the screens in silence. Historical expert Laura Bennett stood beside them, her eyes wide with disbelief.
"It is the supercarrier," Laura said. "Horizon Dawn."
It was built long ago, during a war humans almost lost. After the war, we shut it down and erased all records. It was too powerful, too dangerous. We could not risk it falling into the wrong hands. "You are saying it is calling us back now?" Stone asked, frowning. Laura nodded. "Yes. Some system activated. We don't know why, but it is alive again, even if partially." On the Horizon Scout, Luke felt a strange vibration through the ship. The object ahead, the supercarrier, seemed to respond to their presence. The markings on its hull glowed faintly. Doors and hangars, long closed, began to shift. Drones and mechanical arms moved slowly inside the massive frame. Ethan stared.
"I have never seen anything like this. It is alive."
Or thinking. "Probably automated defense and maintenance systems," Maya said, "but these are old systems. Maybe they are programmed to recognize humans only." "Then we need to be careful," Luke said. "Do not trigger anything. Just observe." The Horizon Scout stayed at a safe distance. Nina sent probes toward the ship, but many of them stopped moving before reaching the hull. Some probes vanished completely. Readings suggested the supercarrier could manipulate space around itself. It was more than just a ship. It was a fortress, a mobile world. Back on Earth, Stone made a decision. We send a small fleet. Not to attack. Not to fight. Just to secure it. Commander Jake Turner will lead the mission. "Commander Turner?" Claire asked. "Yes," Stone said. "Experienced, calm, and loyal. If anyone can approach a supercarrier built for war, it is him." Turner received the orders and began readying a small fleet. Ships of different sizes left the orbital docks quietly. Their mission was not conquest, but protection. They were to arrive at the supercarrier before anyone else tried to claim it. In the quiet belt, the Coalition survey team continued observing. Suddenly, distant blips appeared on their screens. Alien ships unknown and moving stealthily were entering the region. Nina's voice was tense. "They are not responding to any signals," she said. "They are trying to board the ship." Luke felt a chill run through him. He turned to his crew. "Prepare for anything. Do not fire unless we have no choice. We are not here to fight, but we must survive." As the alien ships moved closer, a low hum began to resonate from the supercarrier. Lights along its hull flashed in patterns, strange but precise. The drones inside began to move faster, almost as if they were waking from a long sleep. Aya could not hide her amazement. This is incredible. It remembers war. It remembers humans. It is not just a machine. It is alive in some way. Ethan swallowed hard. "And it is huge. Bigger than anything we have ever seen. If it decides to fight, we cannot stop it." Nina's fingers danced over the controls. "I am picking up massive energy sources inside. Weapons, shields, power systems. The readings are off the charts. We have no idea what the ship is capable of." Luke took a deep breath. "We report back to the Coalition Command. Then we wait for the humans to arrive. We do not interfere. We observe." Back on Earth, the message from the supercarrier reached Jake Turner's fleet. The commander felt the weight of history on his shoulders. This was not just a ship. This was a reminder of humanity's past power. a symbol of what humans could do if pushed too far.
We approach carefully, Turner said. We take no risks.
Our job is to secure the carrier, not fight anyone. If the Coalition or others see this, they will panic. As the human fleet moved toward the quiet belt, Luke and his crew continued to watch from the Horizon Scout. As the human fleet moved toward the quiet belt, Luke and his crew continued to watch from the Horizon Scout. The supercarrier began to hum louder, its system slowly activating. Lights flashed, engines moved, and the faint outline of massive hangars became visible. "It is waking," Nina whispered. "And it knows we are here," Maya added. The alien ships hesitated, sensing the strange power. Luke felt tension tighten around him. The galaxy had assumed humans were weak, quiet, and peaceful. Now, the first signs of a long-forgotten power were returning, and no one, not even the Coalition, understood the full scale. In the distance, the human escort fleet appeared. Commander Turner's ships were sleek, fast, and armed only to protect, not attack. They moved with precision, surrounding the supercarrier carefully. The supercarrier responded. Doors opened, lights glowed, and automated defense drones emerged, but not in attack. They moved in patterns to shield the massive ship. It was as if it recognized the humans. It remembered them. Luke watched silently, amazed. The humans had returned to the belt, and with them, the sleeping giant of their past. The galaxy had thought humans were weak. Now, even from afar, the Coalition ships could sense the power that had been hidden for centuries. Ethan whispered, almost in awe, "We underestimated them, badly."
Maya nodded.
"And we have no idea what will happen when the supercarrier fully wakes." Nina looked at the displays. "We are about to see history. A chapter long forgotten is coming alive again." Luke leaned back in his chair, his heart pounding. The Horizon Scout was small, the human fleet was cautious, and the galaxy was unprepared. A long silence followed, filled only by the hum of the supercarrier and the distant blinking of the alien ships. In that silence, one truth was clear. The galaxy was about to discover that humans were never as weak as everyone thought. On Earth, the ancient command centers buzzed with life. Systems long forgotten were now fully awake. Screens lighting the dark rooms, showing the edge of the quiet belt and the faint signal of the massive human supercarrier. President Claire Dawson stood at the center of the room, flanked by Admiral Ryan Stone and historian Laura Bennett. "We need to understand what it wants," Claire said. Her voice was calm but firm.
"It has been silent for centuries."
"Why now?" "Because humans are returning to it," Laura said. "The supercarrier is calling us. Its systems recognize human presence. That is why the signal reached us. No one else can activate it." Admiral Stone nodded. "We cannot let alien factions get to it first. If they capture it, they will control a weapon of unimaginable power. Commander Jake Turner will lead a small fleet to secure it. Nothing more." Turner stood on the bridge of his cruiser Valiant, watching his ships prepare for departure. His crew was tense but disciplined. He addressed them clearly. "Our mission is simple. Protect the supercarrier. Do not engage unless necessary. This is not a war. It is a duty. Humans built that ship to defend humanity, not conquer the galaxy. We make sure it stays that way." His second-in-command, Lieutenant Sarah Ellis, nodded. "The alien factions will not wait. We need to move fast." "I know," Turner said, "but we must approach carefully. One wrong move could trigger systems we do not understand. Our goal is to be recognized, not attacked." In the quiet belt, Captain Luke Carter and his crew continued observing from the Horizon Scout. The supercarrier, Horizon Dawn, had grown more active. Doors opened along the hull, mechanical arms shifted cargo, and automated drones patrolled the empty hangars. "It is preparing," Nina Ross said, her voice low. "For what? I do not know. But it is alive. It is ready." Ethan Cole leaned over the controls. "Ready for what?" "To fight?" We do not have weapons strong enough to defend ourselves if it attacks, and the alien ships are still near. They are trying to get close. It will not attack us, Luke said. It recognizes humans. That is why the alien ships hesitate. The supercarrier does not consider them friends, Maya Brooks added. The energy readings are growing. Shields, weapons, propulsion. This ship is a fortress, a small city. It was built for war, but also to survive. If it fights, nothing in this belt will survive. On Earth, Commander Jake Turner's fleet moved at faster than light speed, exiting the jump near the quiet belt. His ships formed a careful perimeter around the massive silhouette of the supercarrier. The fleet did not fire. It did not approach too close. It simply announced its presence. This is Human Commander Jake Turner. His voice broadcast to all ships in range. We are here to secure our supercarrier. No threats will be tolerated. All others must stand down. The alien faction ships did not respond. They had not seen this size of human technology before. Their scanners detected the massive weapons systems, energy shields, and the drones moving across the surface. Some ships froze in place. Some engines shut down automatically as if afraid. Back on the Horizon Scout, Luke Carter watched the alien reactions. He felt a sense of awe mixed with fear. They do not understand, he said. They assumed humans were weak. Now they see we are not. Even our small fleet alone is enough to control the supercarrier. Nina examined the readings closely. The supercarrier is not only defensive, it has production lines, factories, life support for millions, medical bays, and energy systems beyond comprehension. It was built to sustain humanity through any disaster. We underestimated our own past. And we thought humans were simple, Ethan muttered. Maya shook her head. This is beyond simple. This is ancient genius. Whoever built this understood war, survival, and power. They created a living fortress. It sleeps until humans appear. Then it wakes. On Earth, President Claire Dawson watched as Turner's fleet approached the edge of the quiet belt. She spoke to Stone and Laura. This is the moment humans return to the galaxy stage, she said. We do not seek conquest. We seek only to protect. If the Coalition and the aliens realize that, perhaps peace will remain. If they misinterpret it, war could follow. Admiral Stone frowned. It is already happening. Alien factions are close. We may not have control over what they do next. We must rely on Commander Turner's fleet and Horizon Dawn to keep the situation contained. In the quiet belt, the alien ships tried to approach the supercarrier. They fired small weapons at its hull, expecting it to fight back. For a moment, nothing happened. The Horizon Scout crew held their breath. Then the supercarrier responded. Lights blazed along the hull. Thousands of drones emerged, moving in patterns that seemed both defensive and alive. Energy shields activated. Weapons systems hummed, projecting power beyond anything the Coalition had ever seen. The alien ship's weapons were stopped mid-flight. Some froze completely, unable to move. Others were repelled gently but firmly, as if an invisible wall held them. Luke Carter's hands tightened on the console. It does not destroy them, he said, amazed. It only disables them. It is sending a warning. It does not kill unless it is attacked further.
It knows we are humans, Nina said. It recognizes the fleet.
That is why it responds this way. The aliens are not recognized. It will not hurt us, but the others, they are in danger, if they persist. Ethan's eyes were wide. We always thought humans were weak. Now we see the truth. We cannot touch that ship. Not even a single missile would matter.
Maya nodded. It is ancient, powerful, alive in some sense, and loyal only to humans. It remembers war, but it also remembers who to protect.
Are above. Commander Jake Turner's fleet maintained position. He observed the supercarrier's activity. It was waking fully, lights blazing, engines coming online, drones moving in perfect patterns. Turner realized the scale of what humans had hidden for centuries. This is beyond anything we trained for. Turner said quietly to his officers. We are witnessing a power so great it changes the balance of the galaxy. We must not misuse it. We only protect it. If the aliens continue, the supercarrier will respond.
The alien faction seemed to hesitate.
Some ships retreated slightly. Others stopped entirely, scanning the supercarrier, trying to understand its purpose. They could not. Nothing in their history prepared them for the scale of human technology. Back on the horizon, Scout Luke's crew continued to observe. The alien ships were frozen in place, and the supercarrier moved like a slow giant, activating systems, powering up engines, and opening more hangars. It is alive, Nina said again, her voice filled with awe. It remembers humans, and it responds to them. This is not just a ship, it is a guardian, Maya added, and it knows the aliens are a threat. It does not kill them yet. It only warns them. Imagine if it decided to fight. Ethan swallowed. We would be witnesses to destruction the galaxy has never seen. On Earth, President Claire, Admiral Stone, and Laura Bennett watched the transmissions from Turner's fleet. Laura said, Humans hid this because power without control is dangerous. Horizon Dawn could destroy worlds. That is why it was silent for centuries. Humans learned restraint.
And now?
Claire asked.
Now!
Laura said.
It wakes because we are needed.
Perhaps not to fight, but to remind the galaxy that humans were never weak. Commander Turner's voice came over the comm. All ships in range. Human fleet is in control. Do not attempt to board or attack. The supercarrier is human property. Any action against it will be met with force sufficient to neutralize threats. This is your only warning. The alien faction paused. They had no way to measure the true scale of human power. Many retreated. A few still lingered, curious but cautious. The galaxy had not seen humans like this for centuries, and it was terrifying and humbling. Back on the horizon, Scout Luke felt a strange pride. Humans had been quiet, peaceful, even forgotten. Now, their ancient power was returning. Not to conquer, but to protect. He watched as drones patrolled the massive surface, as hangars opened, and as lights traced patterns across the hull. The galaxy is about to learn a lesson it forgot long ago, Nina said. And we are here to witness it, Luke replied. Maya looked at the supercarrier. It is magnificent. Even asleep it was powerful. Awake, it is beyond imagination. It remembers humanity and what we were capable of. It reminds the galaxy not to underestimate us. Ethan nodded silently. This changes everything. The supercarrier began to rotate slowly, engines humming faintly, a city-sized shadow moving in the quiet belt. It was not attacking, not yet, but the warning was clear. Humans were no longer hidden, and the galaxy would have to remember their power. In that moment, Commander Turner's fleet and the Horizon Scout watched history in motion. The supercarrier was alive, awake, and fully human. And everyone understood one truth. Humans were not weak, and they never had been. The galaxy watched in fear and awe as Horizon Dawn fully awakened. Captain Luke Carter and his crew on the Horizon Scout remained at a safe distance, their sensors picking up every movement, every hum of energy. The supercarrier was alive, massive, and powerful, far beyond anything the Coalition or the alien factions had ever seen. It is huge, Ethan Cole whispered. Even from here, it feels like a planet moving through space. And it is moving, Maya Brooks said. Engines are online, shields are active, drones are everywhere. This ship is ready for anything. Nina Ross checked the readings again. We are seeing weapons ranges we cannot even measure. Defensive systems that can stop fleets before they get close. And it is not attacking yet. It only defends, but if it wanted to, the galaxy would burn. Far ahead, alien faction ships lingered near the supercarrier. Some had tried to approach, others to board it. Now they stopped. The drones patrolled the perimeter. Energy shields flicked into place, and unknown systems created an invisible barrier that kept the intruders at bay. They think it is just another ship, Ethan muttered. They have no idea. and they may never understand until it is too late, Luke said. On Earth, President Claire Dawson watched the live transmissions.
She spoke quietly with Admiral Stone and Laura Bennett.
We need to make it clear to the galaxy, Claire said.
Humans are not here to fight. Horizon Dawn is a guardian, not a conqueror. But we cannot underestimate fear. Other species will panic.
They already are panicking, Stone said. Reports are coming in.
Coalition fleets are confused. Alien factions are withdrawing but still watching. No one knows what to do. Laura shook her head. They should have learned this centuries ago. Humans are not weak. We never were. This is only a reminder. Commander Jake Turner maintained his fleet around Horizon Dawn. His ships formed a protective ring, careful to avoid triggering any systems accidentally. He addressed his officers calmly. Do not engage unless ordered. Our job is to protect and observe. The supercarrier knows we are humans. That is why it is not attacking. Any outsiders that come too close will face its warning systems. Lieutenant Sarah Ellis looked at him. We may need to act soon. Some alien factions are sending signals we cannot decode. They may try to test it.
Let them, Turner replied. Horizon Dawn is not ours to control fully.
It responds to humans, yes, but it is alive. We do not command it. We observe and protect. In the quiet belt, the alien ships tried again to approach. Some fired small weapons at the massive hull. For a moment, the weapons passed harmlessly through empty space. Then, a wave of energy from the supercarrier pushed them back. Shields activated in precise patterns, drones moved in perfect formations, and engines created energy currents that gently but firmly halted the enemy. They cannot touch it, Nina said. It is too strong. It is controlling the space around it. These ships are like toys in its presence. Ethan leaned forward. And we thought humans were primitive. This is impossible, Maya added. They underestimated what humans built long ago. It is not just weapons. It is intelligence, sensors, control. It moves like it thinks. It reacts perfectly to threats. Far across the belt, coalition fleets observed the unfolding events. Fleet commanders whispered nervously among themselves. No one wanted to make the first move. Even the largest warships were small and weak compared to the awakened human supercarrier. General Horak, an experienced coalition leader, stared at the live feed. I have seen battles across 3 galaxies, he said. I have never seen anything like this. A single human ship could destroy entire fleets without firing a single weapon.
And it is alive,
another officer whispered. It is more than a ship. It thinks, reacts, and chooses. Who knows what it will do next? On the Horizon Scout, Luke Carter felt both awe and fear. The Horizon Dawn rotated slowly, lights blazing, drones moving in precise formations. Small energy pulses created visible ripples in space. The sheer power of the ship made their small survey vessel feel fragile, like a pebble near a tidal wave. It is beautiful, Nina said quietly, and terrifying. Humans built this to survive. It remembers war. It remembers defense. It remembers humanity.
Ethan shook his head.
I cannot believe we underestimated our own species. We thought humans were weak.
Now we see what we are capable of. Maya nodded. And it will not fight unless provoked. It is not a weapon of conquest. It is a guardian. A reminder of what humans can do when they must. Back on Earth, President Claire received reports of alien factions retreating slightly. Some ships were leaving the quiet belt entirely, unable to approach the supercarrier. The message from Turner's fleet had been repeated many times. Horizon Dawn was human property, and attacking it would be met with force beyond comprehension.
This will change everything, Claire said.
The galaxy assumed humans were weak. Now they see the truth. We must use this wisely. We cannot provoke fear or war unnecessarily. Admiral Stone frowned. Fear is already spreading. Coalition fleets are confused. Alien factions are panicking. This could lead to mistakes, accidents. We must act carefully. Far from Earth, Horizon Dawn continued to awaken. Its massive engines began to glow faintly. Drones streamed from hangars in endless numbers. Energy shields covered the hull, moving like liquid light. Inside, automated systems began checking every compartment. Factories, life support systems, weapon bays, and docking areas were all activated. The ship was alive.
It is fully waking, Nina said, staring at the readings.
Systems are online. Power is distributed. Defenses are automatic and precise. We are witnessing history.
I have never felt fear and awe at the same time.
This is more than humans ever showed in centuries. Maya nodded.
It remembers the war. It remembers humans.
It does not attack unless it must. It protects. And it protects perfectly. Commander Turner spoke over the comms to his fleet. All ships in position. Observe and protect. No action unless necessary. The supercarrier is alive. Respected. The galaxy was beginning to understand humans in a way it had not for centuries. Fear mixed with respect, and some even with shame. The Coalition has underestimated us for too long, Laura said. We hid Horizon Dawn because power without restraint is dangerous. Now it is awake. Now the galaxy remembers what humans can do. And we must be careful, Claire said. Fear could lead to mistakes. We show restraint. We protect. That is what Horizon Dawn demonstrates. The galaxy must respect, not fear blindly. Far in the quiet belt, Horizon Dawn began to move slowly toward the outer edge of the belt. Its engines glowed faintly, a gentle hum spreading across the void. Drones moved in perfect formations. Energy shields shifted like flowing water, and hangars opened and closed with precision. The alien factions observed, frozen in place. Some ships had turned away completely, retreating cautiously. Others lingered, curious but afraid. The supercarrier did not pursue or attack. It simply moved, guarding the humans and demonstrating its power. Commander Turner watched carefully. It does not seek war, he said. It demonstrates restraint. Humans are not conquerors. We protect, we warn, we survive. That is all. Lieutenant Ellis nodded, and the galaxy sees it. Fear is mixed with respect. They will not underestimate humans. Again. On the Horizon Scout, Luke Carter's crew watched as the supercarrier moved. Its massive form rotated slowly, lights tracing across its hull, drones patrolling in endless patterns. Systems hummed with intelligence. This is beyond imagination, Nina said softly. Humans hid this for centuries. The galaxy never knew. Now it remembers. Ethan leaned back, voice trembling. We are witnesses to history. Humans were never weak. They only hid their strength. Horizon Dawn shows us what that really means. Maya smiled faintly. It is alive, powerful, and controlled.